How's it going, everybody? Cody here to give my preview and predictions for WWE Night of Champions 2023, live this Saturday, May 27th from Riyadh, I believe. I know it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what city. I believe it's Riyadh. And the first matchup that we're going to talk about is the Intercontinental Championship match with Gunther versus Mustafa Ali. I really like Ali, and I feel like him and Gunther are going to have a really good match because Gunther works really good with the smaller guys. So I think they're gonna have a barn burner, but Gunther is gonna retain because I think he's well on his way to breaking the Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental Championship record for most days held with the title. So I think Gunther is gonna retain here. I think they're gonna have a banger match, though. I could see it going about 10, 15 minutes. It could very well open the show, and I think they're gonna have a really good match. SmackDown Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Natalia. This is the P break match because, I mean, dude, Natalia hasn't won a singles match in like over a year. It's like, why is she getting a title shot? I like Natalia. I think she's cool and all that, but why is she getting a title shot when she doesn't deserve one? Her last win, I think, was in December 2021 over Aaliyah, if I'm remembering that right. I heard Sean Ross Sapp talking about it the other day. And so it's like, why is she getting a title shot? Rhea Ripley, she's gonna hold on to the belt for a little while longer. She's my pick to win. Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I was super, super pumped for their match at WrestleMania. I thought it was going to be a barn burner. I thought it had a very real possibility of stealing the show, and I was highly disappointed by it. And really, the feud both times has kind of revolved around Asuka just being scary, whether it's the makeup or the mist. Like they haven't really had like a personal issue with each other. So it's like the match just has no heat to it. And that being paired with the WrestleMania match being disappointing in my eyes, it's just something I'm not excited for. Plus, they're both on SmackDown fighting for the Raw belt. They still haven't explained what they're going to do with the women's championships yet, if they're going to do a belt swap or if the Raw women's championship is just going to be on SmackDown. Like, they didn't really think that through, because it's not like, say someone from Raw wins Money in the Bank and then cashes in and beats Bianca, then what? Raw's going to have both women's championships? Like, that's not going to make sense, because then, like, what's going to happen with Rhea's? But, like, none of it makes any freaking sense, especially if they're going to be doing a hard brand split, which they already aren't. That's like, okay, yeah, this whole women's championship scene is just stupid. Bianca's going to retain. She's got over 400 days invested in this title reign. There's no shot that she loses. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. I feel like we might have excuse me, some shenanigans in this match. I don't think we're gonna have a clean winner. If we do, it's gonna be by DQ. But well, that's not even clean. That's just someone won because they hit the other with a weapon. But I don't think we're gonna have a decisive finish. I think Trish Stratus probably hits Becky with a chair or something at the end of the match, and Becky technically wins by disqualification because they got to stretch this out to SummerSlam from all the reports that we've been hearing that they're going to feud throughout the summer. So, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a DQ finish. So, my official pick is Becky Lynch by disqualification. Oh, this is the match I'm super pumped for. And here's the thing that sucks. I work on Saturday, so I ain't gonna be able to watch the show live. So after I get off, well, hell, after I get off, I got plans. So it's gonna be late Saturday night before I even watch this. So that's gonna be a day to stay off Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, so I don't get these matches spoiled for me. But World Heavyweight Championship Tournament Finals, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. I mean, the way that this whole title has been built, it's been built for Seth Rollins, with the video packages and him talking about wanting to be a champion that WWE fans deserve to see over Roman Reigns, how he wants to be a fighting champion and a champion that people can be proud of. I mean, the whole thing has been built around Seth Rollins, and it's hard to pick AJ Styles to win, but there's also a chance Seth Rollins could win the Royal Rumble next year. There's also a chance he could win Money in the Bank. He's definitely in the conversation. Him and Cody are probably the top two that I could see end up facing Roman Reigns some point down the line and having a legitimate shot to take the bell off him. But Seth Rollins can also have a consolation world title reign in between here and there because there's a long time between WrestleMania next year. AJ Styles, though, man, I freaking love him. And I would love to see him be world champion again because it's been, what, 4 years since he last held the belt? Maybe five. So I'd really love to see him win this championship because he's talking about retirement and stuff. But my official pick is Seth Rollins because it's hard not to pick him. I mean, like I said, with every video package being about him and how he desperately wants to be world champion, I mean, it's hard not to pick him. Now, I believe this is probably what going to end up main eventing. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the champions, versus the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. This is another match, and see, they can get away with this more in Saudi Arabia because it's not a hardcore audience. Like, it's not like they're running Chicago or New York or Philadelphia, a town like that. It's just they're going somewhere where they're happy to see wrestling. So I think this is going to be the other match where we're going to have another DQ finish or some shenanigans involved. The only thing is, I don't see Roman taking a pin because he hasn't been pinned in 4 years, and so Sikoa has only been pinned by Cody Rhodes. So I'm like, how is this match going to end? It could be Usos interference, and then one of them gets pinned, but it's two guys that they don't like to book to lose. So this is why I could see it being a DQ where the Usos get involved, and then they do something to Sami and KO. The referee catches them and calls for the bell, and it could lead to more of a chance of the Usos getting kicked out of the bloodline. But I've been saying that for months that the Usos were going to get kicked out of the bloodline, but they haven't pulled the trigger on it, which, it's kind of builds up that suspension for when it actually happens, just like the same thing we had with Sami Zayn whenever he turned his back on the bloodline. But I think some way the Usos get involved and end up costing Roman and Solo the match. So my pick is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to retain. Should be a decent match. As to say, I don't think we've seen Roman and Solo team up, so we'll see what kind of offense they have. I imagine there'll be some tributes to like the Wild Samoans and stuff like that in this match. And dang, we're already at the last match. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. They did the angle this past Monday where Cody Rhodes' arm got broke, and they were making it sound like, oh, he's not going to make it to Saturday. Brock's going to have an open challenge to have a new person to fight. According to reports from Fightful, Cody Rhodes is still scheduled to fight Brock Lesnar on Saturday. So I'm picking this match as if it's still happening. And I think they did the broken arm angle to make Cody Rhodes look strong for when he loses to Brock Lesnar. I could see this match going maybe 5 minutes. Their match at Backlash went about 10 minutes. This one will probably go about five. And I don't know if it'll be a complete squash match, if it will be just more of Lesnar having Cody in like a Kimura for a long time and making everyone really uncomfortable. And Cody doesn't tap out, but he passes out from the pain. That's the way I could see this match being booked because it doesn't make Cody Rhodes look bad if he's in a submission hold for 3 or 4 minutes and then he passes out because he's in so much pain. If they really wanted to add some dramatic effect, they could do blood in this match just like they did last match. You could have Cody Rhodes get cut open and the blood's coming down his face while he's locked in the Kimura. Very, reminiscent of Stone Cold Steve Austin against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. You could definitely have that with Cody. I don't think it would really have the effect like it did for Stone Cold, but you could do that and make him look badass, especially if he's going in against Brock Lesnar, you know? And then, let's see, we got Money in the Bank, and I think there's another pay per view in between now and SummerSlam. So we'll see what's going to happen there. You could also have Cody Rhodes out for a bit and come out or come back at Money in the Bank and win the match. And then the next pay per view, you can have him and Brock fight over the briefcase just to have a little buffer until Cody Rhodes cashes in at SummerSlam. That's just an idea. But I think either Cody or Seth Rollins are my two favorites right now to win Money in the Bank, depending on how this match plays out and how the tournament plays out. But that or those picks went way faster than I thought they would. I'm not going to be live streaming the show or probably even doing a review on it because, like I said, I work that day. So it's going to be hard to even get anything going. I appreciate the love on the channel, everybody. Thank you for all of the support. Sorry we didn't do a train wreck podcast this week. There's just nothing to talk about, man. I mean, the Nuggets swept the Lakers. What the hell are you going to talk about there? And I mean, the Celtics won last night, but they're just delaying the inevitable. So I mean, the sports are kind of what helps carry that show. So there hasn't been much to talk about. But I appreciate the love. I would appreciate it if everyone liked this video and gave me your thoughts on who's going to win what match. I would appreciate some interaction. And I might have picks for AEW. I'm not sure yet, just because I don't watch AEW as much as I watch WWE, but I'm thinking about it. And if I do, it will be up tomorrow. But thank you, everybody. Have a good night.